Alright, turn 6 is here. Let's see if it turned out well. More. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. That one was easy. Come on, man. Are you losing your touch? I feel like you're losing your touch. We hit enchantment level 2. Great. Cast reanimation twice. Battle in Val Rest. This one I anticipate going well, because this is just basic heavy and light infantry. And my infantry should pretty much chew them up. Yeah. Yep. There we go. That was what I anticipated. That was good. Okay. 2 casualties. No problem. Ripe Woods. This one's a little bit iffy, depending on how many exactly there are, because all I have is a big block of dumb militia. Fortunately, it's the bad heavy infantry. So, let's see how well the militia do. Once they start flanking like that, yeah, they got them. Unless they, so long as their morale holds, alright. Okay, Barelk, you've proved your value this time. Even so, 6 casualties there. Okay, so, and that is Thyrdos. Thorodus. Oh, there's a Horse's Veil here. That's pretty cool. So I can recruit Horse Brothers here, which are pretty solid cavalry, especially because they're not undisciplined. However, this is also a forest, so I can recruit my regular units there as well. Kohan the Barbarian is going to move down there. I also need to pop some defense in these provinces. Recruitment points 39. That makes it hard to recruit Horse Brothers. Instead, I think I'm just going to go with Axe Warriors here. We're just going to grab us. Oh, yeah, I guess 3 Axe Warriors are the way to go. Can recruit Mountain Warriors here, which are the tougher, higher armor ones, but regular old Axe Warriors will be fine. We'll set those on repeat. And we'll also start recruiting Warriors. Yeah, okay. That's fair. We'll also want to pump out some Warrior Scouts here. Up here, where I have 39 resources, I can recruit Slingers. Let's get a Warrior Chief here, because I'll need one to lead my next army recruited out of the capital. Let's see. 10 resources there. Rather just have 3 of them. Some Axe Warriors mixed in makes for a decent idea. I'm not sure I want to go 100% or even close to 100% Axe Warrior, though. Let's go 10. Yeah, I end up with a lot of leftover resources pretty much no matter how I slice it. Let's go that way. I think that's probably the most efficient. It is about time for us to start moving people out to do some site searching. So, Lutbalt is reanimating, but instead, I want him to have the Skeletons. And he will move to attack. I can't cross... How is there water there? Why is that water? There's no... I guess he's crossing this river, technically. Oh, by the way, somebody was saying that there's an oddity with a lake connection somewhere in this map. Oh. What? Okay. I guess that's what they meant then. There's a water connection from... Apparently this is a coastal province. Interesting. Okay, well then. Wow. Yeah, people are close here. So that's Arco. So Arcocephale itself must, I guess, be over here. That's Wind Riders. Queen of Rock the Dracaena. Okay, so that's another Awake Expander. Arcocephale got an Awake Expander as well. Looks like an Arcocephale must be over here somewhere. So they would be my competition for these farms, but it looks like they went this way, which is fine by me. I also got an arena to bring in a little bit of extra cash money. This province would actually be a decent place to put a fort, but I'm going to end up putting a fort here in Redbud Grove. If we look at the thrones real quick, they are all level 2, as I said before. So yeah, and they've got a Yakshini there, so they've got some magic capabilities. Lutbalt is going to take his Skelly men up into Hexwoods. He doesn't have any real good spells to cast, so he is simply going to cast Frighten. Yeah, it's an AoE 1, it just causes fear. Fascination is very, very slow, very, very short range. Otherwise, I would be casting that instead. But we'll just have him spam Frighten and then cast spells. And we'll have these guys. They are just going to attack the closest enemy. Archers, militia, and light infantry. So I'm going to actually set them in skirmish formation to maybe avoid being hit by arrows quite so often. And Loot Bolt will be kind of back here. I am, however, going to put 5 guys on guard commander. Because without that, you run a very, very serious risk. Actually, I'm not sure I want to have them. You run a very serious risk of a few infantry going around your big block and just murdering a guy. Actually, tell you what, I'm just going to split them in half. So, oh yeah. Attack closest. What I'm going to do is, we're going to have 2 squads here of 15 each. And we're just going to kind of mix the heavily armored skeletons and the lightly armored skeletons at random. But we'll have a squad up there and a squad down there, both in skirmish formation to take up extra space. He'll be kind of between them. That way they should close in on anybody attacking. And so that way they should keep him from being flanked. If you go up against a heavy cav province like this especially, there is a very serious risk of being flanked. Now, these are Spectral Hoplites and Spectral Archers, and Therados's units are, the Spectral units are kind of a pain in the butt. Now, on the other hand, it looks like there's actually very few of them. And I do still have 54 of Barelk's units here, so I could cast Reanimation right now, or I could cast Revive King. If I reanimate at the moment, they'll just kind of stand around a little bit. I need to wait one more turn before I could reanimate a reasonable number of them. I am, I think, going to revive a king just so that I'll have a Mound King. And Geberic will move up here to start searching for sites. So that'll be okay. Research-wise, still doing 18 research points per month, so I am a little ways away from enchantment level 3. After enchantment level 3, I'm going to need conjuration level 3 next for summon earth power. After that, probably head down alteration. I definitely want swarm. I definitely want destruction. I would like maws of the earth. And then, of course, Earth Meld is also a really good one. So Alteration level 2 is a great early target, especially on a small map like this. With Enchantment level 3, my Skeleton Summoning early goals will be met. And we'll be able to kind of push on from there. But in 2 turns, I'll have this Warrior Chief moved down here. He'll grab the regular troops that I've recruited, and them and the Skeletons might actually go over here. This is about 60 units, it says. It said it was about, I think, what was it? It was about 20 units last turn. So it makes me think there's actually about 30 to 40 units. So that shouldn't be too bad. It's mainly militias, but they do have a reasonable number of heavy cavalry. Like, I mean, obviously there's at least 7 or 8. Usually more than that. But we're going to grab these 2. This army should be able to beat this province, especially with the War Minotaur dead. The Elementals will be the only problem, and they I think we could deal with. I am going to send Barelk into Siren Forest. I'm going to try and push Therados off the land and keep them away from my coast. Recommend to him that he go take these coasts, because then he won't get into a fight immediately. Which, I can make that sound reasonable. I'm sure he doesn't really want to be fighting another player for the coast right next to them. So, yeah. That's how we're going to have to play that. I'll also point out to him he's not drawing resources or anything from these provinces anyway, so he just doesn't have to push it. Unfortunately, him being so close. Him being so close is a serious problem. Because it means that I need to build temples like really fast. And that is going to slow me down. That is definitely going to slow my roll. This is actually a decent place to build a fort. So I am going to build a fort here. It'll have decent resources and decent recruitment points. Not great recruitment points, but decent recruitment points. After the 75% bonus, it'll be up to about 90 or so, which is workable. I can live with that. And Ulm is going to have enough resources anyway, because it'll have... I mean, it's already got 200. And resources are my limiter, but I can cut that... Well, can't cut it down much. Resources are just going to have to be my limiter, and I'm just going to have to live with that. Once I take this province, I'll get a few more. Hexwoods shouldn't really reduce my resources much besides the minus 45 there, besides losing the resources from Hexwoods. But with only administration 30, it's not a huge penalty. So that will be the plan. I'm going to try to take 3 provinces this turn to sort of catch up. If I take 3 provinces this turn, then I'll be even with where I should be. And then I'll also go take this province from Saran Forest before Barelk goes away, hopefully. Bernard's Brave Men would be nice. The archers in white have been employed by Tirnanog. Don't know where they are. Okay. And Hinnom, it looks like, has successfully expanded down in this direction. So, bully for them. Glad to hear it. Definitely going to have a talk with Therados. And we'll see how well that goes. But I might end up just embroiled in a war with the ghosts, which would be terrible. I do at least have the option of sending skeletons underwater. However, these skeletons are super, super bad underwater. They're poor amphibians, so they still get massive penalties underwater. Attack -3, so that automatically makes their attack 8 and their defense 6. They then get the increased penalty for using a slashing weapon underwater, which is an extra -2 attack. So their attack ends up being 6. Net result, Long Dead of Ulm can't really accomplish anything underwater. I would have to send them in absolutely absurd numbers to overwhelm Therados. Like, I would need hundreds to fight any reasonable enemy force. And that's just not going... I mean, it's just not going to happen. Like, it won't. It will not be. So, I'm just going to negotiate with him, and I'm going to say, look, these 2 are mine. Maybe I'll say these 3, and then I'll be like, you can have that, you can have that, you can have any of that stuff, just leave those 3 alone, or we're going to get into a fight that I won't win, but you won't win either, and you won't like it, because I have other places to expand, and you will be... I mean, probably he's right there. Like, probably that's his capital, which is kind of sucky, like, kind of really sucky. But it is what it is, and I'm just going to have to live with it. So, in any case, that is turn 6. Hopefully everything will go well next turn, and I will see you in turn 7. Alright, Accidental Ascension. I still have trouble saying that. Accidental Ascension, turn 7. Had a discussion with Therados. I actually did give them a little bit of money, and they've agreed to just leave. So I could, yeah, I took over Saran Forest with no resistance. Also, I found a Bane Venom Charm in Ripe Woods. I'll talk about the Bane Venom Charm in a minute. More from Ermor. Okay, great. Fantastic. I have revived a Mound King in Hexwoods. Let's see how we did. Should have been okay. Yeah, I think we probably did okay. The archers will do some damage to our Skelly men, but... oh, they've got a priest, too. Ugh, I hate priests. Priests hurt Skelly men. But we'll make it, just barely. Yeah, we made it. It was bad, though. That's the problem with skeletons. The priests, woof. 17 kills on that priest. Ouch, that was painful. That was incredibly painful. But we should be able to... Yeah, we'll wipe out this province with nothing. No casualties whatsoever. He does have a Hoburg priest with a Bane Blade and a Skull Talisman. And over there he's got a Horticultist with Nature Gems. He's going to cast Panic on me. But my morale is honestly quite good, so it doesn't worry me all that much. And the Hoburg Militia are already running. So that is that. And this province has pretty decent income, as well as good recruitment points. Resources are garbage, but that is survivable. This army should be able to take this province as well, Traveler's Rest. So we're going to do that. Take it. This scout is going to start scouting. There's Arcocephale. Wow. Oof. That's unfortunate. So we've now got Chillwind, the Mound King. We are going to alchemize gems again. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but in the specific case of early era Ulm, I feel like it's justified early on, especially when I take those kinds of crippling losses on my undead expansion party early on. You should search for magic sites. You should search for magic sites. You should move down here to lead my next army. Down here, I do want to build a fort here to recruit horticulturists. So, I can't recruit anything there. I am recruiting scouts here. Let's actually move this scout down here to build the fort. We'll kick province defense up to 11 real quick. Here, we'll kick province defense up to 6. One thing I do absolutely need to do is I need to build temples jig time. Just double quick. Because otherwise, Therados' Dominion is going to... See, that's Therados right there. And if I don't build temples, their Dominion is going to just kick the shit out of me. So Therados has a pop kill Dominion. So people in their Dominion die slowly over time. I believe it's about 0.5% per candle per turn. Also, Therados has death scales from their random pretender, and that means that an extra 0.4% of people will die per turn. So with even one candle, that's almost 1% of the whole population just dying every turn. What I need to do is I need to build temples frickin' everywhere, force his Dominion out, which will be extremely difficult because I have such low Dominion, but I need to push his Dominion back so that I am not getting ruined by it, because I will absolutely get ruined by it. Super, super unfortunate. Because, like, these provinces are reasonably, like, almost decently productive right now, and they will not stay that way. At all. Nah. They will not stay that way for a hot minute. Unfortunately. I could actually take Chillwind out right now. And, go gallivanting about with him, but I would like him to have some skeletons too. Because he's a decent commander. Yeah, let's take Retimaris. We'll wait one more turn. Retimaris will grab some guys, grab all my infantry that I've been able to recruit. That will be actually a pretty big and tough expansion party. See, this says about 60 units now, so I think, like I said, I think there's actually about probably 30 to 40 units here. But we will just do the best we can. Do the very, very best we can. Stop recruiting those guys. Instead, for one thing, let's kick the defense up here as well. Leaves me with 17 gold. I should build a fort here, actually. So building a temple is a good start. I should also build a lab and such here. His Dominion... Therados' Dominion doesn't seem to be spreading very hard, and it's being counteracted by something else down here, which is Sloth, Heat, and Growth. That's a lot better. It's still not good for me because I have Productivity 3, and I need Productivity 3 in order to maximize resources, especially down here where resources are low. But it's better than it could be. So you build a temple here. Next turn, I need to start building a fort, so I'm going to have to cancel troop recruitment for a turn. I could cancel troop recruitment this turn, because like I said, I already have 31 dudes there. Barelk's City Guard are going to leave me next turn, which isn't any great loss. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to suicide them into this throne to see exactly what they have. And possibly kill a few of them. I mean, like, it's not like militia can't kill a few people when they come in large numbers. But I don't care to repurchase them. They would require 70 pounds of gold, which I don't care to afford. Either of these two would be pretty cool, but they're expensive and I can't afford them at the moment. See, the problem just, this pop kill dominion will destroy the income from these provinces, which isn't the worst it could possibly be, but I need to make sure it does not spread to any of my provinces that actually give good income, like Troya here gives good income, Troban gives good income, and of course Ulm gives very good income. So I've got to keep, and the Cradle of Life gives decent income, and presumably Traveler's Rest gives good income. So I just have to make sure that Therados' dominion does not spread. If he eventually wipes out this province, like, okay, that's not the worst thing I've ever heard of. It'll be alright. But I just... I can park warrior smiths in dead provinces to give them resources, and I can still churn out mages there. I just have to park a couple of nature items as well to make sure that supplies stay up. But it would be a pain in the butt, and I've got to make sure it doesn't spread. Which means, given how crappy my dominion is, I have to build temples, and lots of them. So, in any case, research-wise, I'm heading up towards Enchantment 3. I'm thinking pretty soon I'll want to start recruiting warrior smiths instead of shamans. I'd like to get like one more death shaman, I think. Because right now I have 2, and I would like 3. Chillwind. Grab all these guys and just patrol on the off chance, since I'm not doing anything else with them, I might as well patrol on the off chance that somebody has snuck in a scout to scout my capital. So this is probably Arcocephale's dominion. Potentially Arcocephale's dominion. This is going to be kind of a tough fight, but at least they won't have tramplers. It's just the wizards I have to be wary of. This would be an easy fight, but it would immediately put me at war with Arcocephale, which isn't a terrible place to be honest. Like, I can probably take Arcocephale, but I'd like to at least get my I'd like to get this province before, you know, I don't want Therados trying to come take it. I'm okay with them having that, because it's hard for me to get to anyway, but I get Traveler's Rest. I was hoping Loot Vault would kind of be able to push on, but no. Amazons with Griffin Riders. Are those... Oh, Lord. Are those Garnet Amazons? Hold up. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just double checking to make sure that I'm not crazy. Because I think those are Garnet Amazons. And if those are Garnet Amazons, then baby, I am in the money. I am so in the money, you don't even know. For those who may not know, Garnet Amazons are special because they're an independent... They're an independent indie pop type that has recruitable blood mages, which means that having... Yes! They are Garnet Amazons. Okay, so having Garnet Amazons automatically means you are a blood nation. Like, regardless of anything else, if you have Garnet Amazons, you're a blood nation. So taking them is huge, especially for me because my god has high-level blood and death, which means if I take them and I can set up blood hunting, I will then be able to summon vampire lords very, very easily once I hit high-level blood in the late game. And like, having Garnet Amazons makes you're not like a super efficient blood nation, but you're honestly better than some blood nations. I mean, Garnet Sorceresses cost 105 gold, they have guaranteed Blood 1, and a 10% chance of Blood 2, which makes them far from the worst blood hunters in the game. So, like, I am taking this province. This is my province. No one else is getting it. I will fight. I will go to war over explicitly and only this province. That is going to extend me a little bit, but so what I need to do is, can these 31 backed up by 7 long dead take this province? Contains about 20 units. It already has enemy dominion in it. Nobody has an awake expander, and nobody has a good bless. So I'm going to wait one more turn, because one more turn will boost my attack force to probably overwhelming numbers. Like 31, that's 36, 42, 46, 48, 50, plus 10 long dead, plus 17 long dead. Yeah, that'll be almost 70 units, all of which are pretty tough. That will allow me to overwhelm this place. It'll be 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. So turn 10, because turn 8, turn 9, turn 10, I could take this. I could take it turn 9 if I move right now. And in a way, I'm tempted to do that. Alteration. Alteration level 2 would give me Earth Meld. That's 150 research points away. I'm not going to reach it in time, so it's irrelevant. And Conjuration wouldn't give me anything. I'm trying to figure if there's something that I can shift to that will give me combat useful magic. Because I refuse to lose that province. Like I said, I will absolutely fight a war over it. Fighting wars over Garnet Amazons is extremely reasonable. If I move right now, what I really, really, really don't want to do is attack this province, lose, and then have the other neighbor swoop in and take it. So, we're going to build the temple. We're going to go for the Garnet Amazons. That'll be fine. This army will... I really want to take Traveler's Rest, but at the same time, that will slow my expansion yet further. That's going to have to be too bad. That's going to have to be okay. I'm going to take that, move back, then I'll take this Forest, which will, as I said, probably put me at war with Arcos of Fall. This is such a cramped map. I mean, it's so cramped. Like, that's Hinnom right there. So hopefully, what I'm hoping is, I've got 7, 8 provinces kind of in my sphere of influence. I can take that one, this one, and then maybe one next to it. And that will be slightly more than my share of provinces on the map. The underwater nations, what I'm figuring is, I've made contact with Atlantis, who's up here somewhere, and of course Therados. I'm peaceful with Therados. At the same time, I'm hoping that Atlantis kills Therados. But, on the other hand, that will give Atlantis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 uncontested provinces, which is a lot more than any of the land nations are going to get without fighting a war. And that will make him extremely powerful. Plus, of course, he'll have another capital. Now, fortunately, what I'm hoping is there turns into an underwater forever war that lasts for like a year or 2 years or 3 years, and ideally, which will be long enough for Therados' dominion to kill most of the population in these provinces and make his provinces a lot less worthwhile for Atlantis. That's what I'm hoping, especially because Therados does have fairly high dominion. If you look at the Pretenders, his god has 4 titles, which means a minimum of, if I recall correctly, it means a minimum of 6 dominion and a maximum of 9, somewhere between there. So, yeah, well, I mean, theoretically he could have any dominion, but it's at least 6, which means that he's going to be expanding fairly hard, which is just fine by me, as long as he doesn't push it into my land. But yeah, gonna take those Garnet Amazons. I don't care who tries to take them. If somebody else tries to take them, I'm going in anyway, and I will take it back. So, that is going to be the expansion plan. If we can become Blood Ulm, then we have our late game all sorted. I mean, we already have Death. Taking Blood in addition gives us a very obvious and very straightforward late game plan. And blood hunting in the early era is difficult, but I have a few provinces that are good for it. If I can push Therados' dominion out of Ripewoods and get mine into Ripewoods, then that'll be decent. Then that'll be a decent blood hunting province. This will be a decent blood hunting province. Hexwoods will be okay. Troya would be okay, or actually Cradle of Life would be even better. So I definitely have blood hunting options. And that is what I will hope and pray and aim to do. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 8. Alrighty, Accidental Ascension, turn 8. Hope nobody's tried to take my garnets. Can you can a can as a can or can a can? Yeah, I think I can. I think I probably can. No magic sites. They've got a profit. Therados now. So, looks like we did have a collision in Traveler's Rest. That's a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully I won. In Redbud Grove, let's see how things went. This is me suiciding my mercenaries into a heavily guarded throne. So they do have a Yaksha, and they've got a Yakshini. So they've got 2 powerful mages, a whole bunch of Wolf Tribe, and then some Guyakas. Guyakas aren't terribly dangerous, but they do have Awe, which makes them a little bit hard to attack. And my poor militia are going to get murdered. Yep, they got murdered. Yep, that's what I thought. I killed 3 Guyakas and 3 Wolf Tribe warriors. In Traveler's Rest, we wiped out the wizards, and then we defeated the attacking force from Therados. Excellent. So let's see how these battles went exactly. First of all, line of troops. Yep, boom. Boom. Fire elemental, boom. That much attack density just wipes out fire elementals, at least small ones. Big ones are a different matter. And then we were attacked by Ghosty Goos with 2 Melias. As I've said before, Melias are pretty decent thug chassis, but they don't tend to get... They get paths that will give themselves minor boosts, but they can't bless themselves. Can they? Oh no, actually, I'm sorry, they can bless themselves. That's kind of what makes them cool. Defense skill regeneration, HP, and shock resistance. It's not a terrible bless, but it's not exactly efficient. If you have a bless if you can tailor a bless to them, that's one thing. But if not, that's another thing entirely. But Kohen the Barbarian is spamming out Sermon of Courage. And then he should start casting, Decree of the Underworld, which will mess up Undead, assuming it hits, of course. Now, these Spectral units do have pretty good magic resistance, but still. Alright, got him. We took quite a few casualties doing it, but we did get him. The Awe definitely helps the melee. As you can see, a lot of my troops are just not attacking. Like, most of them on any given round are not attacking. But, okay, we won. Heavy casualties, about 50% of our force, but victory, and yeah, 74 income. Definitely worth it. Marrow's down there. Okay, now I have 287 gold right now. We are gonna kill all of that recruitment. Gives me 541. We're gonna kill the scout, and we're not recruiting anything up there. Oh, please tell me that's enough. Do I really have to not recruit a mage? So we've built a temple, which is good. So we're up to 4 temple checks per turn now. Geberik has searched for magic sites. And now, we're going to give all these troops to Retamaris here. And they're going to be in a line formation. Actually, I'm going to split them up into 2 lines. We're going to have the Axe Warriors first, and then the Steel Maidens behind and slightly offset, like that. And then Retamaris himself will be up here. He'll have basic orders. They'll all just be unscripted. They don't need to be scripted. And he is going to start sneaking up this way. Liutbald will stand where he is. Geberik will move down there. I have 2 death gems. I have 1 astral gem for some reason. Why do I have 1 astral gem? So I found a snake ring and a ranger's cloak. So Kohen the Barbarian is now very, very slightly geared. However, his protection is now much, much lower, but he's incredibly stealthy. You know, kind of neat. I can recruit scouts there. Okay, I'm going to not recruit a mage for one turn. I'm going to build a palisades. And then I don't quite have enough gold for a warrior smith. Despite recruiting, I should be recruiting nothing anywhere at the moment. Yeah, I am recruiting nothing anywhere. Okay, well. Let's pump the defense on this province up as high as it'll go. Well, let's make it 12, and then we can pump the defense on this province up a little bit as well. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have that. Possible Therados will get annoyed at me, but if so, just too bad. It'll be alright. So we're gonna start building the palisade there. Retamaris is sneaking up north. I have got 10 skeletons, which we will give to Chillwind here. And Chillwind will also move north with them. We will unite those skeletons with the 7 skeletons that we have with the Lutebolt. Lutebolt will search for magic sites because he can. And I think things should go pretty well. That leaves me with a grand total of 3 gold, which isn't a lot. But having secured those 2 makes me really, really happy. Yeah, that's, you know, 150 more income than I would have had. Unfortunately, we're up to 2 candles in Saran Forest and a candle in Ripewoods. So we definitely need yet more temples, like, quickly. I just don't have the money for them because I have to seize the Cursed Land and get those Garnet Amazons. That's mandatory. It must happen. Yeah, so, that was a significant blow that I just dealt to Therados. I mean, losing 2 mages and that was probably basically his starting army. I think Therados' starting army is basically this, plus a little bit. You can see, though, they caused pretty significant damage. I mean, we outkilled them, but they caused reasonable damage. And they were quite resistant to being banished, because they do have quite high magic resistance for undead. So banishing them is difficult. In any case, though, that was definitely a victory, a victoire, and one that I liked. Yeah. So we will keep on keeping on, as it were. That province defense, like I said, I'm not gonna actually be recruiting anything, but what I will do is I'm going to do some alchemy. Yes. We're at least going to summon another batch of skeletons this turn, which will be fine. We should start saving up our other gems as well to do things with a little bit later on. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, you're casting Reanimation, so we get more of that. We're not actually recruiting a mage this turn, but that's fine, because I definitely wanted to get that fort started. Next turn, we will launch our attack on the Cursed Land in order to capture those Amazons. And we'll kind of see what's going on down here. There is definitely a cluster already in the making. You normally do not see people this close on turn 8, so good luck to them. Good luck to Arco. It'll be a good time. Arco is quite close to me as well. I mean, only 2 provinces separate us. And then, of course, only 2 provinces separate me from Therados. So I'm almost worried that there's a capital right here. Because if there's a capital right here, then I have to go to war. Like, I was already thinking that I was going to have to go to war with somebody. And if they are next to Garnet Amazons, then I definitely need to go to war with them. You can see my army size has actually dipped significantly this turn because of those casualties I took. Yeah, because 15 casualties there, plus the initial 3, so a total of 18 dead. I guess I didn't recruit 18 units. I definitely recruited more than 18 units this last turn. Because I got 10 skeletons. Whatever. Maybe it's not counting skeletons. But in any case, I feel like I'm in a decent position. Not a fantastic position, but a decent position. And I think it's a position I can maintain. So, I will see you all in turn 9, where hopefully we will launch our attack on the Garnet Amazons and once again start building up a little bit more of an army. And our next target will definitely be clearing off these 2 provinces, pushing out a little ways here, taking these provinces as well. Excuse me. Caught me by surprise, but I would like to have this be the furthest Hinnom gets. And if I could, I would then also take Storm Woods, or Storn Woods, rather, and do something with them. Because right now, I mean, the Cradle of Life has garbage resources, and it's always gonna have garbage resources. It'll get resources from these provinces here, but it needs Storn Woods to ever be more than a garbage resource province. I'm not building it here for the resources, I'm building it here for the Hoburgs. And I mean, I always have the option to recruit Hoburg militia, I guess, but Hoburg militia are quite garbage. So if I ever want to recruit my actual, you know, troops, which are pretty good, like Ulm's national troops are pretty solid, I will need to be putting a fort here in Hexwoods, which I do definitely plan to do. I just don't have the cash for it right now. I mean, my net is less than 700. So, eef. We'll see how far that goes. Hint, not far. But I'll build a temple here in either in Sarin Forest or in Ripewoods. Probably Ripewoods is the better place. In fact, let's sneak. Because he's got Fire, Earth, and Nature. Okay, let's sneak Berthar in there so he can build a temple next turn. And we can also go back to recruitment. Probably I'll start recruiting a warrior smith or 2. They're a little bit cheaper and will allow me to also get some units. And then the turn, pretty quickly, I'll try to build a fort in the Cursed Land. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 9.